CPI is in exactly 30 seconds. Stack in the buying positions now. We stay calm. Should keep pushing to the top. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Shift the stop loss. We should get ready to exit. Only 1 minute trade, and we will hold the rest of our positions as we are approaching the highest of highs on Nasdaq. Absolutely beautiful trade. Once again, we just destroyed CPI. I am legit always winning my bullish trades on Nasdaq for some weird reason, right? Take a look at the screen right over here right now. We are in a Nasdaq trade right after CPI, and today is a beautiful Thursday. As you can see, we are on a bullish trade on our 5 minutes just after the New York session did open. You already know that we want to always trade during the session, right? So obviously I did drop the signal. Yes, you can see these are the results, right? So yeah, I dropped the signal at 2 minutes past 5, and currently it's 5:38 when I'm doing this video, and you know, it's literally a live trade right now. We are still currently active in the trade. It just hit our first take profit, as you can see over here. I'm expecting it to push a little bit further and then, you know, go to the top. I will explain the analysis, but for some weird reason, right, I am always winning bullish trades on Nasdaq. Let's go on to my portfolio right over here. If you look at the history on my trading portfolio over here, my bullish trades on Nasdaq are winning trades, 100% win rate, right? And then for the shorts, yeah, it's kind of like a little shaky right over there. And it's actually self-explanatory, right? Because we are on an uptrend on Nasdaq. It only makes sense for the bullish trades to always win, right? This is a yesterday, right? You can see on 15th of May, CPI trades. Previous day, you can see on the 14th, we just made $3,600, but that's not the trade that I'm crazy about. It was a beautiful trade. I want you guys to check out the CPI trades, one and the same trade that I took on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And the funny thing is, I've been holding the trade since last week. If you checked out the weekly analysis, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Look at how lovely that trade actually looks. But before we start discussing this trade, before we get into all the bits and pieces of the video, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We trade Nasdaq over here. If you're returning, welcome back. You already know what's up. Don't forget to hit the like button, turn your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. You feel me? We're literally growing, guys. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, like I promised y'all, I'm going to be doing a lit giveaway, finding 10 different accounts and giving 10 different people free mentorship. You really don't want to miss that, because we are cooking these markets, right? So let's just hop onto the charts. This is a little chilled video. You know, I'm just going to be explaining to you guys why we ended up with such an amount with just one single setup that I saw on Nasdaq, right? Right now, if we just go back right onto my screen right over there, you can see that yes, we are indeed on the bullish trade on Nasdaq. But what was happening is, if you look at it from the bottom, don't play with this type of trading, right? We did take the trade right about this zone, and then we are still holding it. Good thing about me, right, is I don't do all of this alone. And when I started my YouTube channel, we were literally around about, I'm not so sure, I think we were around about these zones with Nasdaq. We were literally around these zones, and I kept saying to you guys, if you go back in the previous videos, we were like at this zone, and then this was the highest point that Nasdaq had. And then I was like, just because we are at the highest point, it doesn't mean that we are reversing, right? Because the bulls have hit their peak, it doesn't mean they're ready to go back to the barn. And guess what the market did? It pushed up, and then we went again, it dropped down. This is a daily time frame, so these are a lot of days, right? Even weeks. We went again to a literal same point. We had the same thing, and then I said, just because we're at the highest point, it doesn't mean that we're ready to go down, right? And it shot up. You see it just shot up. We did the same thing, it shot up. We did the same thing, it shot up, it went down. And listen, each and every single analysis, I drop it on the Nasdaq weekly analysis videos, right? And then we did kind of have a little retracement, and then during this retracement, right, we did ride the sells. We literally rode the sells down again, and I still said that we are still bullish. If you check the previous weekly analysis, I was like, guys, we are absolutely still bullish. If the market fails to reject here, we're going absolutely strong. And then it failed to reject, we went absolutely strong, as I had told you guys right over there. So the market had closed at this zone, right? And then I was like, just because the market has broken this zone, I am still biased to buying positions, because if you just look at candlesticks, right, the market really does not just reverse without really completing. If you notice that it was just hanging in here, it couldn't have just gone back down, because they had already broken out of this zone and retested. At least it could have started going back down at this zone right over here, because it would have completed its movement, right? So the market is always going to complete its movement. So what it did right over there is completing its movement, and then that's what I was looking at before we started the week, right? So obviously on Monday we opened, and then we went in for our buying positions. We added to our buying positions because we're already in the trade from last week, right? And then we just rolled it up to the top. Guys, listen, I went into the free signal group. If you're not in the free signal group, it's very informative. You might want to check it out. I'm not going to really give signals as in buy Nasdaq, or something like that I do in the inner circle. In the free signal group, I will give you guys my insights, my setups, what I am thinking. And look at what I said, guys. I literally went there and I told them. In fact, before all of that, I did drop a game plan for CPI, right? You can see the chart right over here. So this is in the free signal group, guys. Any person is welcome right over here. So you can see I did send this analysis, and I was like, the market broke out of this zone. It still has not yet completed. Like I'm saying, it has to always complete its movements, right? So it did go back to this top. I was anticipating the market to go right back to the top right over there. So if you're in the free signal group, you see something like this, you already know what I'm saying. I'm saying go in for the buying positions, right? We are in the buying positions in the inner circle. Go in also for the buying positions, right? So obviously I was anticipating it to break that top. So that is before CPI, right? So I'm going to ride the bulls with them. But if they show us a clear rejection, the sellers step in, we're going to exit, right? Now let's go on to our trading view again. If we go on to a lower time frame, let's say maybe on a 1 hour time frame, you can see we already have a build up right over there. And in the weekly analysis, I told you that at this zone, if you're seeing a build up at this type of zone, it's always going to buy, right? Because we're on an uptrend, and this was a little build up. So you would already knew that. So you would have just gone in for the buying positions. And obviously we're targeting this zone. And then I did. The funny thing is I'm always telling them this, right? So yeah, there was CPI, and then we absolutely were in the trade with the inner circle right over there. And then once again, I went into the free signal group and I gave them this setup, right? I was like, just because the bulls have reached the highest peak, it doesn't mean that they are ready to go back to the bun. And he who has an ear heard what I said. And we absolutely just broke the zone, guys. Right over there. That was the highest point that it gone to. And then if we go on to our daily time frame, okay, this was the highest point, right? If you were looking for selling positions at that zone, I am sorry to tell you that again, right, on Nasdaq, we just absolutely broke the highs. And it just shows you guys that fact, that theory that I'm always telling you, that just because we have hit the highest point, just because we have hit the lowest point in the market, a high chance that we will keep going up to the top. And for that simple reason, right, we were still holding our buying positions that you're seeing over here. And this is how we ended up making a $14,000 trade in a single day, right? Trading only Nasdaq. And guess what? I was also on a trade on gold, right? Because gold was absolutely moving like that. So I'm not even going to do the same, the analysis on gold, because it's literally one and the same thing. If you notice on gold, we were just breaking the zones, and then, it retests, we go back, it breaks again, the zones, and then it retests. And then if we still break the zone again, we're still going to complete and retest and do all of that stuff. So the analysis I wanted to show you guys is just on Nasdaq. And the gold trade is this beautiful trade running over here. here. I think I will exit the gold trade today, but it was absolutely beautiful. I don't think that I was not trading, you know, on a daily basis, right? I was giving signals on a daily basis, and then these signals were coming from each and every zone that I explained in the video. That is where I was taking the signal from, right? So me as a day trader, I was taking trades each and every single day, but holding on to my positions at the bottom because I had no reason of exiting the trade before my setup is actually completed, right? So my setup was not yet complete. I could see that the buyers are still within the trend. They are still buying. The market is still bullish with me, and I don't have any reason to panic because I've made a certain amount of money, right? And then I want to close it. I was having confidence to even add more positions to that, and then, you know, keep riding the trade. You know, I can take a few positions once or twice. I did explain that in the multiple take profit strategy video. You can check it out if you haven't, on how to actually do that and capitalize on your profits. But on this video, it was simply riding and having confidence in your analysis right through to the top. And you know that the weekly analysis is going to be fire because, you know, the market looks absolutely beautiful, as you can see right over there, because tomorrow we don't have much of news. We're really going to just look for good positions, and you guys are probably going to see this video on a Friday, and then the market is going to close. But I do hope, just because of the weekly analysis, you had an absolutely beautiful week too. You actually caught all of these pips. But I was just fascinated by that point that whenever I'm bullish on Nasdaq, it's an absolutely winning trade, right? So if you did enjoy that video, don't forget to hit the like button, turn your post notifications, and subscribe to the channel. You feel me? With that, it's been Tino, and I'm out. Peace.